Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question in here from Kyle. Kyle's writing in on the email. He says, "Hey Matt, I've been watching your channel for a while now and gained a lot of knowledge. I know you harp on having a backup camera with you on shoots, but my question is, I'm getting a D750 soon and currently have a Canon 70D with a couple good prime lenses. Would this 70D be a decent backup till I can afford a second D750 or another Nikon full frame body? Thanks for your time." Well, thanks for your question, Kyle, and good question. And I'm glad that you're looking at this because if you're out on shoots and you're doing it professionally, you should have backup gear. You owe it to your clients. In fact, you could be liable if you don't. And for those of you that aren't familiar with it, I've said it a lot, but just in case you haven't heard it, it's the old Navy SEAL principle that 2 is 1 and 1 is none. In other words, if you're out working and you're getting paid, or even just on an important shoot, if you have 2 cameras and 1 fails, you got 1 left and you can keep going on. If you have 1 camera and it fails, you've got none. 2 is 1, 1 is none. And this is the Navy SEAL philosophy. If you don't have a backup, you could be up, you know what, creek without a paddle. And so same with photography gear. And most importantly on paid shoots. Also on important shoots or on shoots where you are somewhere where you may not have the chance to be maybe ever again in your life, good to have backup gear. You want to get those shots. So I'm glad Kyle's thinking about that. The 70D, yeah, it will be fine. It's a decent camera. I know lots of people have shot weddings, portraits, events, and things like that with 70Ds. No problem with that. The only thing I might think about is I generally, as a backup, like to have 2 of the same system so that I can use the lenses back and forth. Now, you do have some good primes, you said, and as long as you're comfortable with using that camera, that 70D, with the lenses you have in case the 750 fails, then no problem at all. An option you may wish to consider is seeing how much you could sell the 70D for with your prime lenses, because you might get enough money for it or close enough that you could afford, say, a used D600 or D610, which is a very capable camera, keeps you in the Nikon system. Then you got 2 of the same system bodies, much easier to keep your head around that, switching between bodies in the same system, and then use the same lenses. Use your lenses for your 750 on the Nikon, and then you're already all in the same system, and you're not having to do that mental hurdle of switching systems, as it is a bit of a mental hurdle picking up. Sometimes it's even a little bit of one with 2 different bodies in the same system, but not too bad because they tend to follow similar layouts and similar menus. Picking up a 750 and then grabbing a 70D is going to be a little bit of a get your head wrapped back around going from Nikon to the Canon system, which is a little bit different. I've shot both extensively. It's not that big a deal to me, and if you familiarize with yourself with it, you could definitely do it, but much more comfortable to be shooting 2 bodies. My preference was always a pair of the same bodies. Some people like to have for instance, in your case, a 750 full frame, so a full frame body, and a crop sensor body, a DX body, like say the 7500 or a 7200, just for the extra reach. I know a lot of wildlife shooters like that. Brings them the extra reach on their lenses. So yeah, that's my advice to you there. And I'll throw that back out to the readers as always. The viewers, what would you guys do? Do you think the 70D is okay? Do you think it's not? Do you think you should go the route like I was suggesting, maybe, of selling the 70D and the lenses, and you can get enough money to get a 600 or a 610? Do you think you should do something else? Let us know in the comments below. Let's help him out, figure out his thinking on this. And thanks for your question, Kyle, and good luck. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.